Hello guys, Ollie Stevenson here and welcome to my vlog 3 focusing on the coaching process. Research published by Cushion, Armour and Jones in 2006 critiqued models for and of the coaching process provided by previous authors. Amongst several conclusive messages, but perhaps central to why the coaching process requires more attention, is that there is more to the process than just the actual session itself. We must therefore acknowledge the dynamic, social, interpersonal and situational nature, whereby the process and the practice are both continuously constrained by a range of objectives, cultural dimensions and social processes. I'd like to point out that I strongly recognise the research around and the importance of our role as a coach within the session, particularly in terms of utilising strategies to help identify movement execution and correction. Additional to this, when there might be mental information missing regarding the skill, how the use of explicit and implicit methods, such as attentional focus manipulations and analogies, or a constraints-based approach leading to manipulation of the task and environment can be used. From analysis of the footage used, I am going to highlight and critique a particular behaviour of mine I have observed whilst also relating to some other components of the coaching process, such as my coaching philosophy and coaching styles, as opposed to any specific interventions. To provide some context to the footage, I have captured a recent morning whereby I am working with a group of my elite athletes. Some of these players are within a rehabilitation program and others have no specific medical problems. Diverting back to some more research within the field, Lyle and Cushion more recently in 2017 expressed further how sports coaching is contextual with layered social, cultural, psychological, environmental and performance dimensions. Ian Jeffries' publication within the UKSCA in 2010 highlights the diverse nature of strength and conditioning coaching. His reference to the 5 minds of an effective coach lead him to outline how scientific knowledge will not guarantee coaching success. Pedagogical skills alongside the environment developed by the coach and the relationships they develop with their athletes will play a crucial role in the ultimate success of any program. The importance of the environment created and the coach-athlete relationship brings me to a particular coaching philosophy of mine closely related to the coaching style I often adapt during this footage. This philosophy is strongly aligned with the self-determination theory driven by Ryan and Andecki, in that I strongly believe in providing autonomy and creating an environment whereby the athletes are intrinsically motivated and understand that they have control over their success and failure. Within this particular moment of the session, and highlighted in this clip, I am providing the athlete with control over the decision to increase the load used during the exercise by using a guided discovery coaching style during my communication with him. I know from working closely with this experienced athlete that empowering him with the role of being the driver will subsequently increase his motivation and commitment. Later on in the session, when I then provide him feedback, I feel that the athlete portrays his respect and trust in me, which is further expressed by his cooperation to listen and engage with my coaching point given. This engagement is again evident as the athlete listens to the positive reinforcement feedback I give him after he performs the step-up exercise seen here. The following clips are provided to highlight an additional philosophy of mine relating to the often overlooked importance of considering organisation and the training environment when coaching. I've learned that full-time athletes have only a confined amount of energy, so I feel it's important as the strength conditioning coach to allow them to do as much as possible in a small amount of time. An organised training environment definitely supports this. It also encourages my athletes to be focused and communicates my passion as the coach to them. The coaching process, as previously highlighted, is multifaceted. I've used the footage in this section to show how I feel that coaching isn't just about communication and psychology, but it is also about the organisation of the training environment to ultimately create buy-in and ensure the athletes perceive the value of this aspect of their performance. I'd like to also draw attention to some behavioural observations which I have recognised during this reflection process. Despite the athletes being familiar with the exercises prescribed, there are occasions where my position as a coach blocks off some of the lifts being performed. This is further evident on several occasions within the session. I recognise that this can prevent possible coaching interventions from being made, and that adopting a better stance position will enable me to observe more of each athlete's performance, and then make a decision with respect to the potential coaching required. I observed this again on an occasion where it is the same athlete I missed performing a lateral lunge, here seen at the bottom end of the gym. This exercise arguably requires my coaching eye more than that of the athlete I am engaging with. I also know the athlete is competent at the skill execution. However, in reflection, providing autonomy must not result in entirely removing feedback. As I review the footage further, it is certainly clear that having the main lifting racks at opposite ends of the gym plays a big role in my coaching position, preventing me from seeing everything I possibly can. I will therefore consider changing my gym layout prior to the next session. Even on occasions when I find myself in a better position to observe and coach from, the gym layout I still feel is evident in preventing me from bettering my support as a coach, with any observations made from such distances like these likely to not be as detailed as they could be. This observation made as a result of the reflection process being undertaken leads me back to this model previously presented, which highlights the importance of reviewing the session prior to planning again. These observations refer to a particular coaching behaviour of mine. To summarise, the key points provided here highlight the thought process I have been through whilst reviewing the behaviour and will play a big role in the planning of my next session. Moving forward, when planning for my next coaching session, I will of course implement the strategies identified to improve the behaviour analysed in this blog, and give myself the opportunity to observe the athletes as much and as best as I can, and subsequently give feedback when required. This leads me on to another important aspect of the coaching process I have not focused on, which involves my communication during movement correction and interventions, such as the use of implicit and explicit methods. I will therefore look to analyse the coaching styles and languages I use in review of future sessions and relate to the research published in this area.